I haven't played Black Ops 2 in 10 years. I decided to fix that this week. Somehow that decision accidentally lined up with what might be the messiest relaunch Call of Duty has pulled off in a long time. I didn't plan that. I just wanted to feel nostalgic for 20 minutes. Instead, I got a front row seat to a full-blown disaster. So here's what actually happened. Back in June, Treyarch confirmed that Black Ops and Black Ops 2 were finally getting official ports on PS4 and PS5. Not remasters, ports. Which is an important distinction because it means they didn't touch the textures, didn't touch the models, didn't touch anything visual. They took the original PS3 era builds, moved them over mostly as is. The only thing they did promise though was new servers, not the old PS3 backend that's been rotting for over a decade. The detailed mattered a lot to people, because if you've tried playing the original Black Ops games on PS3 or Xbox 360 anytime in the last few years, you already know those lobbies are basically a war zone of hackers and modders. So new servers sounded like a fresh start. That was the pitch. The games quietly went live in July, no big countdown, no flashy showcase. The store listings just appeared one day, and that was the announcement. For about a week, it seemed like it was actually going to work. People were back in Nuketown, back in Standoff, doing sounds they hadn't heard since middle school. It was working. It was genuinely a nice moment for a community that's been asking for this for years. Then it stopped working, almost immediately, in a way that honestly feels a little bit inevitable in hindsight. Within days, hackers found their way in. Not just found their way in, they found their way in fast, faster than anyone expected from games that were supposedly running on brand new infrastructure. Players started reporting lobbies that were completely overrun, matches that were unplayable because someone in the game had God mode or unlimited ammo, or was just teleporting around the map like the laws of the engine didn't apply to them anymore. This is a 14-year-old game. There should not be a functioning cheat scene for this within a week of launch. That's like showing up to rob a house and finding out that previous burglars already left a spare key under the mat for you. That's the first crazy detail, but it's not even the craziest part. The craziest part is what some of these hackers were actually doing with their access, because it wasn't just aimbots and wall hacks like you'd expect. Some of them figured out they could join domination matches, intentionally blow themselves up over and over, and use that to rocket straight to max prestige almost instantly. In a game that used to take actual weeks of grinding to prestige even once, people spend entire summers of their childhood trying to hit max rank on this game, and somebody figured out how to do it in an afternoon by repeatedly killing themselves. There's something almost poetic about that in the saddest way possible. But here's the part that actually broke the game for regular players. The part that isn't even funny anymore. If you killed one of these hacked out max level players, some players started getting hit with enormous amounts of negative XP, not losing a little progress, getting shoved backwards, sometimes locked out of being able to meaningfully play or rank up at all. So the punishment for playing the game normally and doing the thing the game wants you to do, which is get a kill, was to have the game turn around and actively sabotage your own account. Imagine finishing a race in first place, and the officials deduct a lap from your total instead of giving you the win. That's the energy here. Activision did respond to their credit. They didn't just go silent. They confirmed they disabled certain playlists specifically looked like the ones tied to domination and ground war while they investigated. They pushed a server-side fix to reset everyone stuck on negative XP back up to level 20, so at least people weren't permanently stuck in the hole. They also said more fixes were coming, which is good. That's the right move, but also this is a game that's been out for barely 2 weeks. It already needed emergency triage before most people even had time to finish the campaign again. And I haven't even gotten to the part that's going to make one specific group of people extremely unhappy. This entire relaunch, all of it, every bit of nostalgia I just described, is PlayStation only. If you're on Xbox, you don't get any of this right now, which is a strange decision on its own. It gets stranger when you remember that Microsoft owns the entire Call of Duty franchise at this point. So the platform that technically owns the games is the one platform that doesn't get to play the re-release. That's not a small oversight. with an entire fan base getting left standing outside a party being thrown by their own company. So where does that leave things? We've got a beloved game finally getting a long requested comeback on new servers that were specifically supposed to fix the hacker problem. And instead, the hacker problem showed up within days anyway. Brought a brand new negative XP mechanic nobody asked for. Forced Activision into damage control mode almost immediately. And somehow still isn't even available on the platform that owns the publisher. If you try to write this as a joke, studio executive would tell you it's too unrealistic. Now, all of that said, and I want to be honest here because I don't think that discourse always allows for this, still had a genuinely good time going back into this game. Underneath the chaos, the moment-to-moment stuff still holds up. Gunplay still feels the same way I remembered it feeling. Something about hearing those old killstreak callouts again that hits a part of your brain that 10 years of newer, shinier Call of Duty games never quite touched. It's messy right now. It's clearly not the smooth comeback anyone wanted, but the bones of why this game mattered in the first place are still there under all of it. I think that's actually the most interesting thing about this whole situation. It's not really a story about a bad game. It's a story about a genuinely great game getting handed a rollout that didn't respect it, maybe just didn't have the infrastructure to protect it. The people who wanted this back deserved a cleaner return than the one they got. If you want me to keep going back into this while all of this is still unfolding, let me know down in the comments, because I've got a lot more thoughts on this the longer this saga plays out. Subscribe if you want more of this kind of breakdown, and I will catch you in the next one.